One of the questions that we often get asked is, when Amazon rejects your invoice when you're trying to get ungated, what do you do?
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me, still with the dolls that I grew beside.
Hey cousin, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Hey cousin, take a look around, watch our videos, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you aren't new, then hey family, it's your cousin Q, and I'm back with another portion of our Amazon sellers frequently asked questions little series that we're doing. One of the questions that we often get asked is, when Amazon rejects your invoice when you're trying to get ungated, what do you do? Essentially, just to keep it short and sweet, honestly, you have to keep submitting that invoice. Like, it's really no way around it. Like, you constantly have to submit the invoice, guys. One of the things that I will say that you could do in resubmitting your invoice is take the file that you initially submitted, change the file name, then resubmit it again to see if you can get it to register different in their system. So that is one thing that we have found have worked for some of our cousins in the past, as well as some other sellers that we know in the community, to change the file name that you have your invoice saved under and resubmit it. Whether that's invoice from Target, you have 10 units of Neutrogena or Neutrogena products, please accept document, whatever. Like, just change it and put something on it, date it, whatever. Or 10 Neutrogena items or 10 Neutrogena products, like whatever. Just change the file name and then resubmit it again. And you constantly have to just keep resubmitting it to see if they will approve it. So from what we read up on, and what Princess mainly read into and kind of delivered the information to me, is that came across somebody that was a prior employee for Amazon, and they actually approved the invoices. If we know this to be true, we don't, but it makes sense. Essentially, what they said is, when they approve those invoices and they turn out to be fake or something like that, they get in trouble for those type of, invoices that are sent over and approved. They are penalized for that. So to avoid being penalized, sometimes you may submit an invoice that is completely perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You did nothing wrong. It's accurate. It is, authentic, all of that, and it still gets rejected. Sometimes they will go ahead and reject it if they aren't sure that it's authentic, and just have it go through their other team, their more advanced team, to, confirm that the document is truly, authentic, legible, has all the things that they require. That way they don't get, penalized for approving something that shouldn't have been approved. So it makes perfect sense, and I get it, and that could be potentially the problem, because we've been in cases where we submitted the invoice and it almost immediately is just rejected, or it's rejected and we know everything that needs to be there is there. So just keep submitting your invoice. Don't stop. Change the file name. Even in the verbiage in the notes section, you don't have to put anything there. It says optional, but we do. Change up how you put it in there. Please approve this invoice as it provides 10 units of Neutrogena. 10 units of Neutrogena purchased from Target for approval to sale. Whatever. Just put something in there. Or if it's just 10 units purchased from Target. Occasionally, we will get to the point where they reject it so much that you almost have to submit it in a slightly different form than the original way to try to ungate, where it's going through investigation type thing. Keep submitting it. Give them some verbiage behind it, like, this should be approved. I've provided all of the things that you guys asked me to check off the list. Please explain why this is not being approved. We've even called sometimes. It's an option. Talking to Amazon seller support is not always the greatest, but I have called in the past and said, hey, I submitted this invoice. Can you guys look at this and see why it's not being approved? They looked into it, and we actually had a brand go through after we called and had them look at it and see what we uploaded to confirm that it was everything that needed to be there. So just keeping it short and sweet. Honestly, it happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. Go check out our Amazon playlist, we actually have a video specifically for ungating where we mention this in there. It is also very detailed. If you have no idea how to ungate and you want to know how to do that, check out the playlist, check out that video along with tons of other videos that we have out there just showing you our journey as Amazon sellers, and also this about ungating in depth specifically. But this video, I just wanted to touch on those invoices because a lot of people get stuck on that, and a lot of people just throw in a towel when they get to the point where they're not being approved to sell this specific brand. That's why it's also really important to try to get ungated in multiple brands, so that maybe one thing might not ungate you, the next thing might, and it could be the same invoice. Another thing to keep in mind, that you can use the same invoice for multiple brands as long as you have 10 units of that specific brand. You can do 10 Neutrogena, 10 Dove products, and 10 General Meal products on the same target invoice, and take that invoice and submit it for each one of those brands. And sometimes you will get approved for the General Mills and not the Neutrogena, or the Neutrogena and not the General Mills. It just happens that way, y'all. It is so annoying. It's so annoying, but it happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. So keep those things in mind. Hopefully these were some helpful tips for you guys if you feel like you're stuck in the process of trying to get ungated. If you have questions, make sure you leave them down below. If you have done this before, some of these things that we're saying do, or experienced this before, leave us comments down below. Let us know that this has happened to you too, because I think sometimes other sellers need to know that it's not just them going through these different changes when it comes to being a seller on Amazon. Or if these things are new to you, let us know that these things are new. And if you have ideas or other things that have been suggested to you, let your cousins know. Okay, this is a community where you want everybody to pitch in and help each other out, and let everybody know what your experience is, because as a seller, everybody's experience can be totally different, and some things can be very similar. So yeah, that wraps up today's video, y'all. I hope that y'all enjoyed it, and until next time, bye y'all.